So Cedric Alexander said that he was more of a Paul Heyman guy. Speaking of Paul Heyman, than Triple H, he's like, there was a point where in 205 Live that Triple H kind of had some say in there a little bit and kind of took care of me, but I was never really a fully Triple H guy. I was more of a Heyman guy. When he was writing Raw and they drafted me out of 205 Live into Raw, I was more of a Heyman guy than anything else. Heyman gave me a bunch of little sidebar conversations, this, that, and the other way more than Triple H did. So shout out Heyman, dude. WWE is reportedly bringing back Evolution. Evolution is a mystery. Been away for so long, it seems. Right? It's been away for years now. This summer, and we'll announce the event before WrestleMania. Sounds great. And yeah, I did it. Let's see Saraya come back in that. Have her one off. No, it's official. ESPN boxing ring announcer Mark Shinnok is set to be the new ring announcer under the name Mark Nash for SmackDown. And he was really good. He just reminds me of the other dude who's just like, Cody Rhodes. Like he just kind of does that thing. So he was really good. Again, another real sports guy that they brought in, and some people were trying to shit on him. It's just, they're just idiots, man. So Natalia's taking on Miyu Yamashita, who throws a deadly wheel kick, man. I believe that's her. And it's like her dream to wrestle Natty, as she says a little bit here. Mandy Rose talks about the possibility of a WWE return, feels disrespected with where she sits in the history books here.
What about a Royal Rumble appearance? Like a one-off?
Yeah, I've thought of that for sure. I don't know, kind of like we mentioned, I don't know. I don't know if they look at me like they would accept me back in a way. I don't know how they feel. I've never had a conversation, but I don't know. Do they think, I don't know, are they really offended with what happened? I don't know. Are they maybe they just don't want to be associated with me anymore in a sense, because, you know, I feel like I'm a little bit erased in certain scenarios. I mean, NXT did mention me not too long ago. I saw like a promo package when they were talking about the women's champion, or the women in general, of like evolving and all that, which was cool. So I'm like, okay, that gave me a little hope, a little glimmer of hope of like, oh.
Shout out Mandy and Busted Open and Sirius.
Okay, I got a little recognition there, which was cool. But yeah, I just feel like, I don't know, I feel like I am a little bit like erased from their Rolodex of, I don't know, superstars. I don't know, I could be wrong.
Toxic Attraction should just get back together. Like, what the f are we doing here? Money on the table. So the Ugandan Giant has been signed to a posthumous WWE Legends deal, as announced by his family on social media. That's amazing. Mandy Rose also responds to critics, people coming at her for misunderstanding like the lineage of the titles, I guess, or whatever. See what she has to say.
It's so funny to me that the people that never held a championship before are the first to sit there and argue about what counts as a double champion. Listen, y'all can argue semantics all that you want, but I still held 2 titles at the same time. Yes, unified them. Thank you. And call it what you want. Who cares? Double champion, Mandy 2 belts, undisputed, badass, whatever. It still doesn't take away the fact that I did it. So, you know, y'all can keep fact checking over there, and I'll just keep winning. Mwah. Have a great day.
Yeah, I don't know why they don't just stick that group. Like, I like Paxley and Gigi together, and JC fits in with her crew too, but the dumbest thing ever was Mandy leaving and getting fired and shit. Here's Shaq. He talks to Logan Paul and Jake Paul, and they're backstage at WWE, I think, or somewhere. I don't know where they are, to be honest, but yeah, Shaq's like, I'm an AEW superstar, and Logan Paul censors it out. Now, I think Logan knows what he's doing. He can say AEW on his vlog if he wants. He just knows people like me are going to talk about it, and it's going to go more viral if he plays it the way that he plays it. So,
heard you got a new hip. They said I can't suplex you.
No, not tonight.
Yeah.
Next time.
Do you want to choke slam me?
If you want me to.
Do you know how? I didn't know you were a WWE superstar.
Sorry.
Whoa.
AEW superstar, he said.
Whoa. The other company? Whoa, bro, you want to be first or last? Heard you got a new.
And then Logan just cooks him. Bro, do you want to be first or last? Cooked. So Gabe Sapolsky says you can go home again. Timothy Thatcher is officially in WWE Evolve. Watch now on Tubi. So Timothy Thatcher showed up on Evolve. It's a good little show. Just reminds you of like old school studio wrestling. WWE has changed the start time of Stand and Deliver. So guys, I'm going to watch Stand and Deliver. I am not streaming it with you guys, though. I'll quickly review it before Mania starts, okay? But WWE has changed the start time of Stand and Deliver. It'll now start at 9:30 a.m. local time. So what's local time? They're in Vegas. I don't know, but it originally was moved back. They had it at like 11:30, then it got moved to 10:30, then it got moved to 9:30 a.m. If I'm them, I'm just doing this on a whole different day. Stand and Deliver and the Hall of Fame are on the same day or some shit. You just have to do it on a whole different day. Because yeah, it's too much, man. That's crazy to make them wrestle in the morning like that. And then I gotta somehow, like, this is supposed to be their WrestleMania. You can't just change the whole vibe of it like that just to fit it in there. I don't like that shit. Just do it the weekend before, or do it just do a special or some shit like the week before or something, like to kick off the weekend, you know, Thursday or something before the SmackDown or some shit. I don't know. Maybe that's bad too, or after SmackDown, or maybe that's too late, but I don't know. Either way, it's going to be an early one. Per TMZ, Ric Flair has officially announced that he will be present at WrestleMania 41 in Vegas. Woo! Cena winning the 17th title in front of him and then slapping Ric Flair. You know that's happening. Sources in WWE have reportedly denied that Giulia has been banged up and needing to take time off. So it's funny that the Observer says this after she shows up at a show. Sources in WWE have reportedly, no, you don't have sources. She showed up in a show and then it was made clear it was her visa. And now you guys are going, sources have said that it's likely not an injury. Clowns, man. So Miyu Yamashita says, thank you, Josh. My dream has come true. I love her straightforwardness, her passionate strength. She is the ideal person I aspire to be, but I'm also special. I put all my fighting spirit into her with my style. So yeah, this is like her dream to face Natty. Kevin Owens believes the old WWE management team insulted the fans' intelligence. He said, yeah, it's definitely been a shift in mindset from people at the top that our fans are smart and watch our product and pay attention and remember things. I had arguments with the people in charge before where I was like, no, this happened 3 weeks ago. They're going to remember. And they said, no, they won't. I'm like, yes, they will. You're insulting their intelligence by pretending they won't. But obviously Triple H does not think like that. He knows fans remember and he applies it and he uses it and makes the product way better, in my opinion. Yeah, absolutely. So here's the Cena fan, the little kid that John Cena pointed out and was like, this kid's a loser and shit. So this kid goes, John Cena pointed his finger at me and I was honored. I didn't know he was going to shit on me. Did this kid say that? But I understood he was in character. To me, John Cena will always be a hero. That's right, kid. That is right. That is absolutely right. Moving along here, Kim Kardashian is reportedly suing Lana Del Rey over her Skims partnership, claiming the singer failed to disclose the post as an advertisement. Now, you might be saying, Phil, oh, come on now, Phil. Why is that in WWE news? Because Pop Tings said that they got this news via WWE. Don't know what that's all about. Rob Van Dam says he'd rather be associated with the Fed over the Wubs because of the hardcore style. Of course, Cultaholic frame it that way because they're cucks. Orlando bids $18 million dun, 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 to host WrestleMania and other WWE PLEs through 2031. They're like based out of Orlando. They're like, bro, you didn't even have to give us the money. We would have did that. Funny, man. But that's good for them. 18 million. WWE's a hot commodity, man. Ken Shamrock's name has reportedly been considered as a possible Hall of Fame inductee. That would make him, I think, the first or second behind Sting, right? Or no, and the Dudleys as well. Yeah, there's a handful now, but he'd be in rare air, dude, as far as like a TNA and WWE Hall of Famer. So that would be amazing. And who could induct him? The Rock. He got The Rock to induct him in TNA. Why not get The Rock to do it again? Good shit, pal. So WWE Superstar meet and greet. So for Bianca Belair meet and greet, $300. To meet Rey Mysterio and Charlotte Flair, $500. To meet Breaker and Liv, $500. To meet Jimmy and Jay, that's $600. Yeet. A meet and greet, a meet and yeet, dude. To meet and yeet, it's an extra $100. And then Priest and Stratton, $500 for a meet and greet. So that's crazy with the prices they're already charging for this event. But I don't know, man. They're trying to recoup all that money they spent. I don't know why this wasn't in the MMA section, but yeah, here's Tom Aspinall, who is going to take on John Jones for the World Heavyweight title. This is the interim World Heavyweight UFC champ, and him and Drew McIntyre are posing for a pick at UFC here.
All right, cheers, mate.
Yeah, I don't know, man. John Jones seems to be ducking this fool. So here is, speaking of selling the game, though, this is Alexa Bliss standing here with The Miz, and listen to how she just sells the game, like what it's all about here, like those kids earlier.
Growing up as a wrestling fan, attending WrestleManias, I wish I would have had on location because it goes from being at the show to being immersed in the show. Whether you have golfing with Miz or coming to your suite or walking out with an announcer, it's one of those things that now it makes it a whole collective immersive event, and it makes WrestleMania that much more magical.
And that's what that kid was saying earlier too. Some shit about like, well, we know some work. Speaking of a work here, so breaking, the WWE Hall of Fame will now have an induction for Immortal Moments. This year's Immortal Moment induction will be Stone Cold Steve Austin, Bret the Hitman Hart, WrestleMania 13. They'll both be there when that glass shatters. Oh my God, dude, I can't. When The Rock and Cena are whipping Cody Rhodes, and then the glass shatters, I can't wait. But here's the thing. If you guys remember, early on in PWT, Ant Evans came on PWT, our friend, right? He worked in the UFC. And Ant Evans helped come up with the idea for the UFC, which I put him over. I was like, dude, it's really cool how in UFC, they, and I actually didn't know before the show at all, but I was like, how they have these, like they induct fights. Like it's such a genius thing, And Ant was talking about that. They're going to start inducting moments and da-da-da. And he was like, well, yeah, like that's what I came up with type shit, right? And Ant Evans said that on PWT. And I quote tweeted this. I was like, Ant said this would happen in WWE just like it's been done in UFC about a year ago, I want to say. And it's such a brilliant and innovative idea for the UFC, and it couldn't have happened at a better time. Now, the Paul Levesque era, start inducting moments, man, moments from the past. Like, and then it's a reason to have these people show up and be there at WrestleMania and be honored in a way and just, draw more intrigue. And who doesn't want to see Sean and, Austin and Bret standing there together again? Like, when was the last time anybody's seen that? Who doesn't want, like, it was probably one of those Stone Cold podcasts, Broken Skull or whatever. So who doesn't want to see them standing there together and reliving the moment and all of that? I think that's amazing. And yeah, don't be shocked if Stone Cold and Bret Hart storm the ring, dude, and run off in The Rock and them. Who knows? But shout out Ant Evans, because I posted this too. In his response, he responded under this. He was like, holy, he says, because he called it, dude. He's like, yeah, I assume that's where WWE is going to start. That's why you listen to PWT Pod, folks. But yeah, he was like, I assume that's where they're going to start going because we were talking MMA, and it's like, why wouldn't you do that, especially with the companies being merged now? So that match will get inducted. Moments like who knows? There's so many to choose from, right? So I really, really love this and shout them both out for doing this. Official, WWE has announced the official theme song for WrestleMania 41. It's Timeless by The Weeknd and Playboi Carti. I'm not feeling this one as much as the last 5 themes, but it is what it is. We'll just be singing Fiend. So it's official. Roman Reigns will be featured in the main event of his 9th WrestleMania this year in Las Vegas alongside Punk and Rollins. He surpasses Hogan for the all-time record of most WrestleManias main evented in history, 10. So I don't know where this guy's up, just Alex here, but yeah, I think Roman is surpassing Hogan technically. Like he's main eventing night 1 or whatever. So again, just he surpassed Hogan in another way. WWE knew that, and that's why he didn't have to surpass him in days with the belt. So again, amazing shit. It's just such an amazing time to be alive. You know, we had people complaining through the Roman era, the Cody Rhodes era. They're just going to complain. Now we're in the heel Cena era. So Drew McIntyre as well on SmackDown, there was a glass spot where he gets knocked through glass or whatever. And he goes, that was real glass. It got in my eye. And then USA Network goes, a Justin Timberlake song comes to mind. Cry me a river, girl, cry me a river, right? Shout out Jack Perry, dude. That's crazy. USA Network. Whoever runs their Twitter's goated for sure. And that, ladies and gentlemen, was WWE news. Just spamming sounds at you guys. Watch this. You guys like this or what?
Innovate.
Oh, it's just sloppy shop too.
Like Christian. Gonna get the pinfall. Roll up one. Now this is exactly started out like we thought.
Why do they think it's cool when everyone can do the same thing and mirror each other? Like everyone does that. Fletcher Ospreay, these two dudes. Like, what about it? When it happens once in a while, you're like, that's amazing. But this happens all the time and no one's applauding. Look there's no big eruption. They're all like, what are you guys doing? So, and then here we got some news here. Stephanie Vacker is here for UFC Mexico.
Muy feliz de estar aquí en UFC México disfrutando de este gran combate.
Amazing. The contrast, right? Their luchas are at UFC Mexico, training at the PI, teaching fighters how to do their moves for shoot. These guys are doing whatever this was with hologram.